So hello everyone. So I'm back with the video. This video is regarding the schemes, that how the schemes of the government of India, they can act as a gold mine in our preparation. So usually how do we treat schemes? For us, schemes are a burden, right? Usually we focus on the notes provided to us by the coaching institutes, and accordingly हम एक set of schemes देखते हैं, उनके objectives, उसके benefits, उसके beneficiaries, eligibility criterias, some facts and figures, and usually we stop there. And हमारा focus ये रहता है that from the schemes we should be able to extract the basic aspects and just move ahead. Maybe prelims में थोड़ा बहुत कुछ काम आ जाएगा, maybe थोड़ा बहुत mains में काम आ जाएगा, right? Just in case if there is a question. And otherwise schemes are usually very boring. But how to really benefit from schemes, right? So basically schemes, they are a gold mine. Why they are a gold mine? Because they tell us that which of the problems in the society, in the economy, they are considered important by the government. Second thing, we also come to know that scheme is a solution which is from the side of the government. That is, what is the government view कि इस particular social economic problem को कैसे resolve किया जाए. So therefore we get the government side of the view. Schemes में बहुत सारे positives भी mention होते हैं. एंड यूजली जब हम एडिटोरियल्स पढ़ते हैं तो पॉजिटिव्स मेंशन होते हैं, बट उनका क्रिटिसिज्म थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता है. स्कीम्स अगर हम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की वेबसाइट से करेंगे तो हमें अचीवमेंट्स भी दिखेंगे. ठीक है, व्हाट आर द पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ दैट स्कीम, अभी तक वो स्कीम क्या अचीव कर पाई है, कितना गवर्नमेंट ने उसके ऊपर काम किया है, आगे कहते हैं व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स विच आर एनविसाज्ड फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर स्कीम. तो ये सारी डिटेल्स यूजुअली नहीं मिलती हैं, चाहे वो एडिटोरियल्स हुए, चाहे वो कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स का वेबसाइट हुआ, राइट. सो द आइडिया ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो इज कैन वी प्रिपेयर स्कीम्स इन अ डिफरेंट मैनर, एंड क्या हम उससे अपने एसए में बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं, क्या हम उससे अपने जनरल जीएस में बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं, गुड गवर्नेंस में बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं, एथिक्स की केस स्टडीज़ में बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं, एंड क्या ये स्कीम्स हमारे लिए एक गोल्ड माइन बन सकती हैं. ठीक है, सो बेसिकली नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अ स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग जहाँ पे एक स्कीम को हम देखेंगे, राइट, स्टैंड अप इंडिया स्कीम. तो देखते हैं कि अगर हम इसको प्रिपेयर करते, खुद से प्रिपेयर करते, गूगल से प्रिपेयर करते, तो कैसा प्रिपरेशन रहता है और क्या क्या हमें चीज़ें दिखती, राइट. सो देयरफॉर आई विल सी यू आफ्टर दिस पर्टिकुलर स्कीम रिकॉर्डिंग. उसमें एक वॉइस ओवर है, तो राइट. तो अभी एक स्कीम को देखते हैं जो कि किसी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट ने कवर किया है. तो देखते हैं कैसे यूजली कवर होती हैं स्कीम्स. तो इसमें आप देखेंगे भाई वाई न्यूज़ कवर किया गया है, कुछ की डिटेल्स, पर्पस किसके लिए है, एलिजिबिलिटी क्या है और अचीवमेंट्स क्या है. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से एक बेसिक जो एक मिनिमम होता है उस प्रकार से इस चीज़ को कवर किया गया है. अब जाते हैं हम अपने सो व्हेन वी गो टू दी गूगल एंड देयर इफ़ वी सर्च एट standupindiascheme.gov.in.nic.in, so these are the links which open up. So this diagram was there also in the coaching institute website, but this thing which was not there was this case studies which are present on the government of India website, which can be utilized for the purposes of essay and to actually understand that how the scheme actually works, right. So for example, if we try to click on one, we can choose this water RO treatment case study. It's a very small case study, but what it tells is that, see, ultimately the lady was able to establish her own business, and she is also able to contribute to the society. Now she has set up this RO business whereby she is able to supply entire village for cheaper prices, and she is being able to eradicate the fluorine problem. So therefore what we come to know is that how these government of India schemes, they basically are bringing a network form of governance whereby not just the government but also the private sector along with other agencies, and now with the help of the people. Now the people of India themselves are contributing to eradicating some of the socio-economic issues which are there, right. So this is an enabler kind of a scheme. This is what we get to know from the case studies. Then if you notice that the scheme features, right, all the things which are mentioned in the that particular coaching institute website, all of these things are mentioned here also, right. So in fact in a much more clear structure, much more better structure, they are mentioned here. I deliberately turned on the reader mode so that no particular coaching institute is pointed out, right. So this is how it is. Then further what we can do is we can go to the guidelines, and if we go to the guidelines, so you see many more details are there. Much of these details were there in the previous pages also. Some of these details are present in the coaching institute website also. But if we go through it, so let us see, this was already mentioned. We are basically trying to find out that if there is something new which is interesting. So for example, here the detail it is of interface, right, which can be utilized, which can be added. Then there are details regarding ready borrower and trainee borrower, right? So therefore, who is a ready borrower, who is a trainee borrower, right? So therefore, if in the prelims this information is asked, we'll be able to do better, right? Then there is this whole structure which is present. We can mention that grievance redressal things are also there. Connect centers कौन से होते हैं, right? What is their purpose? What is their job? राइट, तो कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं करना है, जो समझ में आए हमें सिंपल इंग्लिश में उसको करना है। ये सारा का सारा डेटा हमको नहीं कॉपी करना है, ठीक है। अपने नोट्स हमने बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसा नहीं कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा एक पीएचडी इस पे करनी है, तो जो भी सिंपल समझ में आए बट एक उससे 360 डिग्री अगर हमारा कवर होता है। देन वी हैव एफएक्यूज़ ऑल्सो, राइट। तो एफएक्यूज़ में काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें रिपीटेड हैं। ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ स्टैंड अप इंडिया रिपीटेड है, राइट। दिस इंफॉर्मेशन वॉज देयर इन द कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट। देन उसके बाद व्हाट आर द स्कीम्स लोन रिक्वायरमेंट। सो ये उतना हमारे नोट्स के अंदर ऐड नहीं होगा। बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल एग्री अलाइड एक्टिविटीज़, तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि दिस पर्टिकुलर स्कीम इट इज़ फोकसिंग ऑन सर्टेन सब सेक्टर्स ऑल्सो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल एग्री अलाइड एक्टिविटीज़ दे आर एक्स्ट्रा सपोर्टेड, राइट। Then these details like rate of interest, they are not relevant as such. Fine, they're okay details. But then we come to know there was another scheme, credit guarantee scheme for StandUp India, right? So that information it is in addition that we are getting. Then we are getting a difference between the Smile scheme and the StandUp India scheme, right? So that is also a value addition, right? Apart from this, fine, this is relatively simpler information, but when you go through this, okay, so you come to know that there is something called hand holding support, and you become curious that what is this hand holding supports, what are these training programs which are there, right? And fine, rest of the things are okay things, right? It's okay, how to change the scheme, so these are not relevant, we are not applying for a loan. तो जो एफएक्यूज़ हमें रिलेवेंट है वही हमें देखने हैं, और जो एफएक्यूज़ हमें रिलेवेंट नहीं है, जहाँ पे हमें लग रहा है कि हम खुद जो है वी आर नॉट दी एप्लीकेंट, राइट, उस तरीके से हेयर यू कैन स्काउट थ्रू दैट आर देयर सम कॉमन सेंसिकल प्रॉब्लम्स विच कैन बी अंडरस्टूड, प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ बैंक्स विच कैन बी अंडरस्टूड बाय अस। अदरवाइज दैट वाज अ वेरी टेक्निकल सिनेरियो, तो उसको भी हम उतना यूज़ नहीं करेंगे जो लास्ट हमारा स्क्रीन आया था। उसके बाद ये इंटरेस्टिंग है, लुकिंग फॉर आंसर्स, राइट। सो when you go through this, right, so therefore you come to know that what are the different kinds of training which are there: entrepreneur development program, EDP training, skill training, right? How can I set up a unit? I want a business plan, I want technology support, raw material support, human resource support, managerial support, mentor support. So basically now this information is important, right? Because then you can beat the coaching institutes by mentioning that these are the different hand holding supports are there, right? Because see, it is very easy for someone to simply provide enable giving of loans, but how to actually ensure that people are enabled to actually utilize those loans for something more productive, right? So these are the scenarios. उसके बाद जैसे UPSC at times it asks about it has started asking about some of the basic financial literacy things, right? So fine, you also come to know, I goes, okay, there is a CIBIL report, there is a credit score, there is something which you can additionally Google, and उसको आप अपने separate notes में ऐड कर सकते हो। उसके बाद हेल्प सेंटर्स हैं, you can mention that there are help centers, proper details are provided state wise, district wise, agency wise, so that proper enablement is there of the recipients or the eligible people for the scheme, right? एक सेंटेंस में ही हम इसको मेंशन कर देंगे, it will add great value to us, right? Then in a simple format, okay, overall 3 things, right? So fine, we can also add some structure. Then we come to know that there is something called SIDBI, right? So what is SIDBI, right? Who knows that the government of India asked about SIDBI, right? So we try to open the link, but khula nahi, right? Then what are greenfield projects, right? This is a basic thing we should be known, right? Some of these, fine, we scout through different websites, we find that there is repetition, there is no great additional information it is there, but we scout it, right? So these are the FAQs which are a bit technical, but see, this we get to know that which are the projects which are eligible, right? So therefore from this we know that the government of India is trying to promote these subsectors of the economy at the very micro level, right? So therefore that is what is there, and overall a summary of what kind of the hand holding support is there. So fine, this page when we open, so जो चीज़ हमें पहले थोड़े से ज़्यादा डिटेल में दे रखी थी वो हमें छोटे डिटेल में भी अवेलेबल है। दिस इज़ काइंड ऑफ लाइक रिपीटेशन, या फिर थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा टेक्निकल अगर लग रहा है तो उसको हम छोड़ सकते हैं, ठीक है। बट अगर हम स्काउट करेंगे तो हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिलेंगी which can be really helpful, right? Then there is this guided tour, right, for applicants, and if you open it up in English, राइट. सो लेट्स सी क्या है इसके अंदर. राइट. सो इसको ज़रा फुल स्क्रीन अगर करें, फुल स्क्रीन में नहीं, आई थिंक इसको छोटा में करके देखना चाहिए हमें.
On 5th April 2016, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, launched StandUp India Scheme and StandUp Mitra Portal, a game-changer scheme to promote entrepreneurship at the grassroots level for economic empowerment and job creation. What is the objective? To facilitate bank loans between rupees 10 lakh to rupees 1 crore to at least one scheduled caste or scheduled tribe borrower and at least one woman borrower per bank branch of all scheduled commercial banks for setting up a new enterprise. Some important steps to navigate the portal can be viewed by.
So I have reduced the volume, and the purpose is to basically skip through, give a quick overview of the portal which is there. So here you can see that like we fill up our UPSC form, similarly, proper format it is there. Right. So this is not relevant to us, but it is relevant to the person who will be applying for this particular loan. Right. So ये है इसमें. तो इसके बाद we'll be seeing that how these overall what is our learning. So that was the like a case study kind of a scenario, overview kind of a scenario कि क्या क्या हमें मिलेगा अगर हम गूगल पे जाएंगे और उस प्रकार से सर्च करेंगे. तो ओवरऑल कंक्लूड अगर हम करें, so therefore what are our learnings? First of all, we came to know about some additional schemes when we are on to that scheme. Then we came to know about that can there be some confusion regarding Smile scheme and the StandUp India scheme. And if as per the government of India इन दोनों schemes में कुछ confusion हो सकता है, तो UPSC भी इस confusion को tap कर सकती है. तो maybe prelims में कोई question आ जाए इसके regarding, just in case. Apart from that, we also came to know about certain case studies, right? And these case studies, they can be utilized in the mains exam, in the GS, in the optional also, depending on what is your optional. In essay, definitely it can be utilized. Learnings, it is not just the private sector, the government sector, right, and regulatory bodies who are working, but the people of India, they can also contribute to socio-economic development. For example, in that case study, the lady was able to resolve the fluorine issue in her village, right, and she was also able to provide employment to 10 other people. Right. So in this particular sense, we can get to know these things. Usually, just say entrepreneurs, we think that entrepreneurs are big people, but what about small entrepreneurs? What about frugal innovation? Right. तो उसका हमें live examples in case studies वगैरह से मिला. फिर उसके बाद हैंड होल्डिंग कैसे होगी एग्जैक्टली, बिकॉज ये कह देना दैट सिंपली कि लोन्स अवेलेबल करे जाएंगे, वो तो एक नॉर्मल सी चीज़ है. मतलब सक्सेस फिर ये तो काम पहले भी हो सकता था, तो नया क्या है. So we came to know that there is a proper comprehensive hand-holding support. Different what can be the different kinds of hand-holding support. Usually students को ये नहीं पता होगा कि hand-holding support होता क्या है, मतलब कि what is exactly hand-holding, right? So in that, when we visited the government website, we came to know, entrepreneurship development program, right? Training, other kind of trainings which can be given to the trainee entrepreneurs or trainee beneficiaries. Right, so therefore our worldview regarding hand-holding also expanded. Right, वो सब चीज़ें हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं when we are talking in our essay regarding this scenario. Interview में सब चीज़ें काम आ सकती हैं, that how exactly the government of India through the different schemes it is trying to enable. We also came to know about the user interface which was there. So we developed a sense of empathy कि अच्छा everything is how everything it is digitized. ये कह देना that every service will be provided digitally, and then just watching a 12-minute video and trying to actually see कि अच्छा actually में ये digitization कैसे हो रहा है, right? So ये सब चीज़ें जो है I think they add value, right? फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने एसए के लिए स्पेशली कभी कुछ प्रिपरेशन नहीं करी थी. स्कीम्स से ही सारे के सारे मेरे सोशल इश्यूज़ और एसए प्रिपेयर हुए थे. सोसाइटी भी सारे स्कीम्स के थ्रू प्रिपेयर हो गई थी, क्योंकि जब हम स्कीम्स को देखते हैं तो स्कीम को अगर हम रिवर्स करते हैं तो हमें प्रॉब्लम पता चल जाती है, राइट? सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये वाली स्कीम हमने देखी तो वी गॉट टू नो दैट एक्सेस टू क्रेडिट एंड बीइंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योर इट इज़ वेरी टफ फॉर द सर्टेन सेक्शंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. Right? That means reverse of the scheme becomes our social problem. So we are aware through the solution we are coming to the problem. तो specially ऐसे के लिए कभी prepare नहीं किया and schemes they acted as my source. बाकी हर स्टूडेंट का अपना नज़रिया होता है, ठीक है, हर स्टूडेंट कुछ हो सकता है, कुछ स्टूडेंट सोचें कि इतना टाइम हमें नहीं लगाना है। तो बस एक मेरी तरफ से एक आप समझ लीजिए कोशिश थी वैल्यू एडिशन की। अगर आपको पसंद आती है, अगर आपको खुद लगता है कि इसके अंदर वैल्यू है, आपको लगता है कि आपको हेल्प करेगी, बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी, अगर आप मेरे व्यू पॉइंट से एग्री करते हैं तो इसको डेफिनेटली आप अडॉप्ट करें, और अगर नहीं एग्री करते हैं तो भी कोई समस्या नहीं है। आप स्ट्रैटेजी वो अच्छी जिससे हमारा बेनिफिट हो, टीचर वो अच्छा जो हमें समझा सके, किताब वो अच्छी जिससे हमें समझ आ सके, अदरवाइज तो देयर इज अ होल यूनिवर्स ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजीज विच आर देयर, राइट? सो थैंक यू, गॉड ब्लेस यू, टेक केयर, बाय।